Happy Friday, Adel Church of God. I hope you're having a great Friday morning. Let's jump right into the Word. We've been talking about in the beginning, God created. We talked about that God needs to be in your beginnings, that God can create in you a clean heart. And today, I want to go a little farther. It says in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void. This is very powerful, and it also says, "And darkness was on the face of the deep." So there's three words here that we really need to look at. It first says that there was no form, there was a void, and there was darkness. When something's not formed, I love when Jesus walked by the Sea of Galilee. When he walked by the Sea of Galilee, the disciples were fishing, and he looked at the disciples, the future disciples, and he said, "Follow me, and I'll make you fishermen of men." Now, what he saw was a raw product, a raw man that had lived life his way, meaning their way. A man that has done what they wanted to do, how they wanted to do it, but he saw in them that if he could take his hand, if he could take his love, if he could take his provision, and if he could instill that on the inside of them, then what he could then do was he could form them. And maybe they had an attitude like Peter. You know, Peter was a cusser. Peter would cut your ear off. Peter would Peter even denied Jesus. But after Peter wept bitterly, after he had that moment that where he just let it all out, that man become a powerful man of God. But it was because of the training. It was because of the time when Jesus found Peter and he began to form him. He began to take him and he began kind of like this rag here. You can take this rag and you can turn it different ways. And when we went on our Alaskan cruise, one of the favorite time of the day for me is when I would come to our room and they would take a rag or a towel and they would make them out of zebras and lions and tigers and all kind of stuff. And I would just sit there in amazement that they could take a nothing and turn it into something. Well, isn't that what God did with you and I when we were lost in sin? He saw us. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whoever would believe in him would have everlasting life. Isn't that what he did? He said, "I'm going to send my son to come like he did when he walked by that Sea of Galilee." And he said, "I'm going to take a vessel that is broken. I'm going to give a vessel that has problems and circumstances and issues. I'm going to take a hold of that vessel. I'm going to allow my son to come to give you opportunity to be saved, to be sanctified, and to be filled with the Holy Ghost." See, God is in the forming business. He's in the business of taking something that is broken, taking something that is busted, taking something that is messed up. And if you can just get it into his hands, then he can take it and turn it into something gorgeous. He can turn it into something beautiful. Just because you may be just now in your life, just because you're in a place where you are not formed yet, that you haven't been fashioned yet, don't quit. Keep believing, because God is in the forming business. He is in the business of taking something that is void, something that has no meaning, something that has no purpose. God will take it and he will turn it into something beautiful, because that's who God is. God bless you.